of their false god. And I'll tell you, there's been some abominable things that have been done all through history in the name of God, and gods. Okay, but this stuff, it's going to be in the extreme. Not the least of which is going to be rounding up and literally sacrificing and then consuming, as in eating, okay, Jews and believers. Yeah, the beast is, he has all the answers to all the world problems, including world hunger. We'll just eat the Jews. Verse 12. Verse 12. That they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And damnation means judgment. In this case, it's God's judgment. That's the context of which it's talking, that they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Again, Romans chapter 1 again, verse 32. Who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. I mean, we've all met people who just seem to have a warped sense of enjoyment and pleasure out of doing wrong. And they take joy in others who do wrong. I mean, again, some of the stuff I have seen in my life, particularly when I was a police officer in the city of Chicago, is just unbelievable. I have never in my life seen other human beings be so wicked and vile to one another as I did in my years working in the city of Chicago. Just, you wonder, are they even human to behave and do the things they would do to one another? The wickedness and the vileness of humanity is so great that left to their own devices without restraint, and that's pretty much how it is in our big cities today. Okay, the police departments really can't do much of anything about that. I mean, I'm going back, I'm talking about the 80s when I was a police officer. Okay, and the vast majority of your time, okay, was spent responding to something that's already happened. You very seldom happen to be in the right place at the right time to stop a crime. Okay, so there was no restraint. They laughed at going to court. They laughed at going to prison. Left to their own devices without restraint, the depth in which those who are willing to do these things will go is exactly as it's described back over in Genesis chapter 6, verses 5, 6, and 7. Genesis 6, 5, 6, and 7. And God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Well, that was South Chicago. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. And God's going to let mankind have exactly what it is they believe they want, what they think they want. And he'll let them go ahead and run with it for 7 years. Matthew 24. I mean, this is how severe it is. This is the Lord speaking here. Matthew 24, we want to look at verses 21 and 22. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world. So he's saying it's worse than Genesis 6. From the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Again, it's the grace and the mercy of the Lord that spares what's left of humanity. Well, he said they kill themselves completely off. You know? I mean, so not just the elect, but I mean, there's going to be some unsaved, unconverted who are going to survive the tribulation to go into the millennial reign. Do they learn their lesson? Some will, but after 1,000 years having Christ ruling and reigning on the earth, how does it all end? Another rebellion, World War V against God. You know, people think that in this life that eternal damnation's a joke. They really do. I will tell you what, not once they end up in hell. It's not a joke then. And it's not going to be a joke here when they've got hell on earth going on for 7 years. All right, we're going to stop there for this evening. Does anybody have any questions for me? Any verses, references, anything that you'd like me to repeat for you? All right, we'll go ahead and stop there then.